Welcome to 108 Gate, where we're looking at the masculine energies for today. Feminine reading is up. Divine Feminine. So we're still having the energies splitting into two. Not an issue. Sometimes I do feel like there's going to be masculine, feminine readings, and then there may be a combination or something in between. So for now, we've got the feminine up, doing the masculine. Let's see where we are. Feminine was very proactive in being discerning in the direction it's going now. Things have kind of had your first chance, had your second chance. This is your last chance. You've blown your last chance. It's done. So desire. Be certain of where you place your passion. Masculine energy in the practical space of doing the correct thing for yourself. Exactly that. Be certain of where you place your passion, in alignment with where the feminine energy was. So if you haven't watched it yet, you can check it out. It's a video before this one in the daily playlist, or go to the Divine Feminine playlist. Adaptation. Change will be better than you think. So making those changes, making those adaptations, it's coming up in the feminine energy as some things are going to be coming up with a conflict. It's either someone's going to come to you with an old conflict, and then you're going to see that that person hasn't changed. So anyway, you've been holding on to the hope of someone changing, or the expectation of someone changing, or someone promising that they'll change but they haven't. It's kind of null and void now. It's done, dusted, because the change hasn't occurred. It's kind of like a deadline's there. The deadline hasn't been met, the change hasn't been made. Therefore, moving on and bringing in new things, bringing in new changes, adaptation, and changing to those adaptations, and letting the adaptations change to you, if that makes sense. So not only are you adapting to changes, but then the changes, more changes start adapting to you as you're showing that commitment to yourself. In the masculine energy, practically being there, making those new changes. So Page of Wands, new actions, new ways of doing things, new way of interacting. Once you let go of a lot of stuff that's been lingering, and you've been waiting for it to change, you've been waiting for this, you've been waiting for that, as that goes, you'll have more space, more energy, more resources coming in for you to make the further changes. That's what I meant by you adapting to change, and change is therefore adapting to you, having a shift in the energies, like a knock-on effect. So if you show commitment to yourself, more resources to invest in yourself will show up. The correct people to invest in you will show up. Right, so Ten of Swords. In the feminine reading, the similar energy, should I say, it came in as a Five of Wands, certain kind of conflict. Here, it's feeling like with that feminine sifting of information, sifting of ideas, sifting of this and that and the other, this is going to provide the masculine a solid map or itinerary, or examples, or like a instruction sheet of what to do next, of how to go forward next. So these swords are going to be, so for example, if you were landscaping and you have a particular idea for the landscaping, it's like the feminine is going in and saying, right, that will grow well with next to this one, that will hinder that one growing, so therefore let's put these further apart. So she's done a part of the mapping, a part of the adaptation that's required, and in doing that, now the masculine, seeing the adaptations that are occurring, feeling the adaptations that are occurring, can start taking rid of, getting rid of, removing the stuff that's no longer required. This may mean some what feel like unbelievable shifts and changes. At one time in your past, you may have looked at a certain change, or certain changes are about to come, as if you'd never ever be able to make them. Somewhere along the line, you've grown in strength, you've grown in courage, and you're going to have that strength and courage and clarity, more than anything, to know and feel and trust, yes, this is the correct direction, yes, this is the correct choice and decision for me. Because in the past there were too many things that were unknown. From knowing more about certain situations, knowing more about people not sticking to their word, knowing more about people not being able to keep promises and things like that, it's going to be easier to just be done with it and let it go. Queen of Wands, there you go. So that again, it's there's so many Wands energies right now, which is interesting because it's it's Scorpio, in Scorpio. So this feels very much the Mars energy, which it shares with Aries sometimes. It's there's very much proactive and doing, proactive and identifying, proactive and sifting, proactive and sorting, proactive and adapting, proactive and changing, proactive and allowing further changes to be happening. Very, very powerful energy, very, very powerful change. Allowed to happen, should you want it, should you be allowing it to happen. 5 of Cups, 2 usually down, one of these, because usually when you see it in the Rider-Waite's deck, you see 2 that are down, one cup that's been tipped over feels like a feminine cup, one cup that's been tipped over feels like a masculine cup. So disappointments that you've felt when you felt let down, when you felt abandoned, when you felt ridiculed, when you felt bullied, or whatever it is, you just was in the wrong direction of where you should have been. The cup should be filled with joy, love, prosperity, well-being, nurturing and nourishing energies, not and feeling safe and secure, not worried that someone's going to come and tip it over or take it from you or destroy it or anything like that. I really can't get over how many Wands there are. We've got another Wands, we've got a Knight of Wands now. So with this Knight of Wands coming in, powerful, strong, supporting the new things that are going to be happening with the Page of Wands, supporting the emotional shifts and changes that are happening with the Queen of Wands, and then implementing it in a way that's actually keeping everything safe, keeping everything in perspective. And it feels like the Knight of Wands is doing the actual adapting and changing, while the Queen of Wands is monitoring and keeping a hold of the emotional shifts and changes that needed to occur. The Page of Wands is kind of overlooking the new things that are coming in, overlooking the new ideas, the new ways of being, the new commitment to self. And the Knight of Wands is making sure that everything around this is being monitored, is being protected, is being kept safe, and therefore they can get on with what they need to do. Interesting. 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 The stars. There you go. Look up to the stars, the shining stars in the night. The moon was in the feminine energy, so the program, the platform, the instructions, whatever it is that's been created by the divine feminine energies is going to be utilised by the Knight of Wands to kind of map things out. They're doing their part, they're doing their part, this is doing its part. It's Queen of Wands making sure that the clarity is there. If something needs explaining, the emotions are going to explain it. If you felt bad about something but it didn't make sense, she's going to be coming in and giving the clarity of why it didn't feel correct. What was that conflict within you about? Sorry, Page of Wands, those 2 cups that were spilt over, and now knowing that don't invest in there. We need to get those cups cleaned, back in the space where they can be utilised, back on the shelf where they can be used and seen to be available to be used appropriately, safely, with security, and then build up the cups, build up the cups, build up the cups. Knight of Wands making sure he's utilising all of the indicators, all of the details that are made available to make sure that we're mapping out what's going to be looked at, keeping a lookout, keeping an eye out of what's happening, just keeping that guard up, but not being in a defensive mode all the time. It's knowing that you can defend without being defensive. We're going to go for another, there you go. Confirms that. Being proactive, knowing that there's new things to do, just make it happen, let it happen, get it happen. I am shuffling. I'm shuffling even as I'm talking, and they are all there. You got cups, whatever else. It's like it's all wands, proactive, keep going, except the swords. And the swords is informing where to be proactive. The cups, emotionally informing of where things didn't work out before. Therefore, keep being proactive with this wisdom, with this knowledge, with this awareness coming in. And then we've got the King of Coins, investing in yourself, investing, reinvesting, redistributing what you misdistributed previously. I hope that's a helpful reading for the Divine Masculine. I'm not going to go any further with this because it feels like there's a lot going on. There feels like there needs to be things that moved on from this. It's like I was watching a team prepare for an event. You've got to now just step back and let them do their thing, and then come back ready for the event later on. So for now, Divine Feminine reading is up, like I said. Zodiac sign readings in their particular playlists are up for November, so go take advantage of that. And subscribe to the channel. Appreciate your support, genuinely, sincerely, from my heart, because with you, that's how I can grow the channel. So appreciate that immensely. For now, peace and love.